And as a young man, he was summoned to the wars. Spent his best years with blood on his hands.
Hey guys, it's Homomoto. How you doing? I'm doing pretty good. Just left my doctor's office and got really great news. I got some skin issues. It's probably from doing weird things to try to drop weight, but I have dropped over 30 pounds since my last visit, and I can feel it. Now, one of the things I've been doing is I've been doing a lot of walking. I mean, a lot of walking, an insane amount of walking, and standing, which standing hurts, it sucks. But I want to tell you, I've lost between 30 and 40 pounds. I can't remember how much, because when he told me the numbers, it was just staggering. My scale at the house is off, and my doctor told me it's because the type of scale I got, I look down, and when I look down, it throws the weight off, especially when you're a big guy like me. So, kind of excited about that. I mean, I really am. I don't want to say tears of joy, but I need to learn how to drive. I'm all over this road here. I don't want to say tears of joy, but I was very excited to get the news. Absolutely love it. Oh, man. A couple things I wanted to talk about. One of the things was be careful with people on the road. Was out doing a little traffic thing, parking detail with my department, and when I left, I had a lot of people, while I was there, a lot of people cussing me out and stuff. They didn't like to follow the directions I was giving them as far as parking and where they needed to go, and especially if I told them to slow down, they didn't like that. And I got called a lot of things, none of them are homo, but people are very rude. And I wonder, I wear a yellow jacket with a reflective stripe, and I have one of my badges on it. And I do wonder if sometimes, if they think I'm law enforcement, but I'm a big guy. I don't know many cops my size. I was nowhere near this size when I was a law enforcement officer. So, you know, people were calling me pig, and, you know, just, it got pretty bad. But when I left where I was working at, I had a car pull out behind me, and when they pulled out, they didn't have their headlights on, and I thought it was kind of strange. But then when I turned on the road that I lived on, they turned behind me and they still didn't have their headlights on, and I'm like, wait a minute, this ain't good. So then they turned their headlights on bright, then they turned their fog lights on with no headlights. And it wasn't factory fog lights, it was something they added to the car. But then after that, they kept going from bright to no lights, bright to no lights. Occasionally they would throw a dim in there, you know, just to keep it in the mix. And it worried me quite a bit. So I called the Athens Police Department. And I don't want to say I was scared, but I really was. I typically keep a gun in my car, but I keep it locked in my console, and I've got a high security console. It would take a crowbar and probably a jackhammer to get it open. So my XD9 was in my console, and I usually carry a little pocket pistol. It's a little Ruger LCP, but because of the duty I was doing, I could not have a gun on site or on my person. So I didn't have it on me. It was in my car as well, but it was in with its bigger brother in my console. So it was scary, but regardless, I couldn't get to either one of them. And anyway, I called APD, and they wanted a description of the car. Well, I slowed down to like 30 miles an hour. They wouldn't go around me, so I couldn't give a description of the car because it was either too dark to see what they were, or it was bright lights and I couldn't see at all. And I've got rear emergency lights in my vehicle, in my POV, and I even lit up the back thinking, okay, maybe they having headlight issues, or maybe they're messing with me, they think I'm a friend of theirs or whatever. So I lit up the back LEDs for just not even a second. Just flipped them on and back off to let them know, hey, your lights ain't on, or, you know, I've got a radio, you probably should be doing this, or whatever. And it had no effect on it. If anything, it made it worse. which worried me because I thought maybe it was someone that followed me from the event that I was at. So we get to where the road branches out into 2 lanes, or 4 lanes, I guess. And they stayed behind me. And then I guess when they realized I was on my phone, they went around me. And at that point, they went around me so quick, all I could get was the color of the car. It was a small, compact, orange car, like a burnt orange, and I got the license plate number. So, keeping in mind, I was on the phone to Athens Police Department the entire time since we left the event, basically, since they started pulling their little headlight mess. So, I was able to give the police department the license plate number, and they told me keep them inside if I could. And that worried me. Well, I noticed blue lights behind me, and we was coming upon the interstate, and this car took, the interstate and gunned it. I mean, they were gone. Well, the police department actually caught them, and they told me they didn't need me, and they would call me if they needed anything, so I hadn't heard anything back about it since. But a buddy of mine told me that another person, possibly the same person, was arrested for doing the same thing. When I lived in Memphis, there was this thing, if you saw a car without its headlights on and you made the mistake of flashing your lights at them, I know that was on the movie Urban Legends, but gang members do that. Gang members will do that. They dare you to flash their lights, and when they do, it's like when you do, it's like a game to them. They'll chase you down, and they'll either beat you up, rob you, or kill you. And that's the first thing that went through my mind. Now, a friend of mine said they might have thought they knew me and I was someone else or whatever. And if you don't know a car, I drive a big black Nissan Armada. And other than being a Nissan Armada, it almost looks like a narcotics vehicle. I mean, it's got the lights and everything. So, I don't know. But if y'all have something like that happen, don't stop for them. Call the police and let them know what's happened. The police department told me that what I'd done was the right thing, which I know that from being in law enforcement. Back in my day, we didn't have that kind of stuff, though. We did, but it was occasionally. It was more like you meet a car head on and they don't have their lights on, and you flash your lights and they'll chase you. But this car followed me for a good long while. And, I'm glad I had my cell phone. I'm glad I had cell phone signal. I would hate to have to hurt somebody, but I would if I had to. If you're playing little games like that, you need to realize that a lot of people this day and time carry firearms, and a lot of them aren't willing to play your silly little games. I'm one of them. Now, my situation at the time, I would have had to have got the box unlocked and, got my weapon, which would have been a challenge, and I may or may not have got it in my hands before bad things happen. So, yeah, there's that. The reason I'm not riding today, and I haven't been riding all week, is because it's either been extremely too hot or it's been raining and storming. And I just don't like riding in the rain. So, there's that too. I'm going to turn left here. Have no idea where I'm at, but I kind of do. I think Rogersville is to my left. I've been here once before on my bike. Never been here in my SUV. So, what else was I going to talk about? I guess that's really it, y'all. It is what it is, and it is a buzzard. And whatever that was laying on the road that it was eating on. Oh, man. Well, y'all, that's all I got for this one. I love y'all, and roll tide.
I was a storm, and I passed right over you. And I tried to eclipse the sun in the hopes that you love the tumble and spray in your face, and the sky broken by light.